receivers. What's kind of been your early impressions?
Yeah, I'm fired up. I mean, I think we got some good players, and they've really brought some good energy, and we're excited about where we're going. I think this bowl game is this is not something we're just building for the future. We need to go out and play at our best, and I think really send off our seniors, Jadon Mickens and Marvin Hall, off the right way.
And in the short term, what do you think they need, the group?
We got to continue to build confidence. I mean, we got some guys playing right now that are normally redshirting and in the weight room, and at least what I'm used to. So we got we really don't have twos or young guys. A lot of times in bowl prep, you're getting those young guys the reps. Well, you look at some of our guys, Isaiah Renfro, Chico McClatch. I mean, those guys are figuring into our two deep. So that's probably the biggest challenge initially.
Coach Pete talked about making a change here because he wanted maybe a new energy or a new vision.
Right.
What do you kind of see your vision being for the group?
I don't know if I necessarily get into all those types of things. I mean, I think from a standpoint of being extremely detailed, I think that's something that's always going to be really important to me. And then I think there's going to be a little bit of an edge. Like I said, this is not necessarily my first position coaching job. It's been in 6-7 years. It's been a long road, and naturally you build a little bit of an edge and with some to prove, and I hope that those guys get that.
I feel like it's been kind of a wild few years for you from stop to stop to stop. And
it has. There's no doubt. And again, I got in this profession to really help develop kids. I was into being a teacher, and I didn't necessarily know, where I was going to be. But I think, Bob Gregory said it best this year. He said patience and persistence, and that really hit home to me. And fortunate to be in this situation.
Grew up on the East Coast, and went to high school on the East
Yeah,
Coast. How
yeah.
did you wind up connecting
Totally,
with
I
Boise?
was like a dead average quarterback, probably a better shortstop, but really just coming out of high school, didn't have a ton of options, and was fortunate to get an offer from Boise late in the process. And next thing you knew, I was a West Coast guy. So,
What early initial recollections of meeting Coach Pete, or did he come way out there to recruit you? Or
yeah, I hit like the head coaching jackpot. So again, I was like one of those one offer type guys, and just extremely low ego, extremely down to earth. He was my quarterback coach when I first met him. So he drank a lot of coffee, and we used to grind late, but obviously blessed to have been around for so long.
Yeah.
So
Obviously coming back, being a coordinator somewhere, and coming way across the country to be a quality control coach for a year, obviously that speaks to your relationship and respect for him.
Yeah.
What was that decision like, I guess?
Yeah, and I think, this was probably the only school in the country I would have probably, came to be in that quality control role. And it was like I said earlier, I think the biggest thing for me was being around a lot of these guys that had gotten me into this profession. The feeling of never been on a Chris Peterson staff was a little weird to me. So really, coming back here was kind of be around him, see how he did things, and I think everywhere you go, you gain a ton of experience. So.
Have you learned anything particular being around these guys for?
Just that you can treat people well and do things the right way, and I think there's some to that. I think these guys are about what's right in college football, and it was good for me to come back to that.
In theory, what do you talk when you think about your receivers? What would you like your receiver group to be all about?
Yeah, I think those same things. I'd like to be extremely detailed, in everything we do. I'd like to be extremely physical. And I think, for the most part, we got to make plays, and I think everybody understands that, and that's what we're trying to get done. And I think there's going to be a certain edge to this group as we move forward. I really do.
So aside from working with the receivers, what kind of were your duties as quality control this last year?
Yeah, you got to, it's a really interesting job. I mean, it's basically like a full year to look at everything you've done in your career and clean it up. That's really how I looked at it in a lot of ways. And so I think, having access to the film and really from a standpoint of breaking down a defense and really just trying to tee it up for the coaches and say, hey, here's what we think they do, and this is, where we think we can attack things. That would have been my primary responsibilities this year. So.